Venice has been inundated with a new high tide, flooding the city and deepening a crisis that's costing Italy millions of euros. It's being described as an apocalyptic disaster, and there's little reprieve ahead.
Rain and strong winds were not what the people of Venice were hoping for today, but they came, and the water rose steadily through the course of the morning, peaking just before midday, well above the 1.45 metres initially predicted. Now, it wasn't quite as bad as the 1.8 metres on Tuesday, but the water still left businesses here in St Mark's Square flooded for the second time in a week. Trade in Venice has been hit really badly. Now, this is a square famous for its basilica, an extraordinary, beautiful building, centuries old, and on Tuesday the lowest and oldest part of the building was completely engulfed by water. The crypt where the tombs of patriarchs going back hundreds of years is situated. Now, they've managed to pump out that water and they've sandbagged the crypt, hoping to protect it from this latest deluge. But actually the real concern for many is the outside of the building. Take a look at those columns. The Archbishop of Venice told us this morning there are real fears for the integrity of those columns because of repeated flooding. In fact, he said to us he imagines or fears that at some time in the future that building could simply collapse. Now, the government has declared Venice a disaster area. That means that hundreds of millions of euros can be pumped into the city. But what a lot of people are saying is that what's really needed is a flood defence system. One started to be built in 2003. It still isn't operational, and what residents and business owners are saying is that if it was, this wouldn't have happened. So there is a great deal of frustration. I have to say there's a lot of philosophical attitude too. A lot of Venetians will say to you, we live with the water, but they really think that something could be done. So there is going to be increased pressure certainly on the government to get that flood barrier sorted. We talked to a lot of people today who said the world needs to help. This is such a city of historical importance that the city and the country needs to look wider for investments to protect Venice in the future.